Jingle halal, everybody. Sorry I joined a bit late today. I literally woke up and went back to sleep and overslept. But let me make sure that you guys can hear me, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or something along those lines. Otherwise, I'll just check on my phone. Along those lines. Okay. Otherwise, you can hear me. So, assalamu alaikum, family. Peace and blessings be upon you all, and welcome to today's live stream. If it's your first time here, I'm Khadija, and I'm here to share my journey as a Muslim revert to inspire and support others navigating their own path. Today's topic is a deeply personal one. Let me know in the comments if this is your first Christmas as a revert, celebrating not even celebrating, but if this is your first Christmas as a revert as well, or just like what your opinions are is on Christmas in the comments. But yeah, it's my first Christmas as a Muslim revert. But before I dive into that, I want to share a bit about like my own spiritual journey. So, and I think Allah is just so magnificent. Like He's the best of all planners, because for me, I have a different experience than most Christian reverts, because long before I reverted to Islam, I was already questioning many aspects of my faith and traditions. And I spent years studying over 26 different versions of the Bible. So while this isn't my first year, I'm refraining from celebrating Christmas. It's the first time I've done so as a Muslim. So with half my family now knowing about my reversion, towards the end of this live, I'll share advice on encouragement for reverts navigating through the holiday season. But yeah, so first I want to do a little reflection on Christmas before Islam, right? So there's two different for me. So growing up Jamaican, Christmas was a little bit different because we also celebrate something called Boxing Day, where you basically like box gifts and you give it to the less fortunate. That was like my personal favorite part about Christmas. Um, and it was always like a magical time. It was about like family traditions and like a lot of joy. But I think the cool thing about it too is there wasn't like, I don't know, when I first came to America and I found out about this whole creepy Santa Claus thing, I was like, red flag, red flag. But that's a good thing I liked about like Jamaican Christmas. There was no creepy white guy that comes in your chimney at night and knows what you're thinking and doing, like, oh, ick. But so it was a more wholesome Christmas, I would say. But as I started like my spiritual journey, I began to question the origins and practices of the holiday Christmas. So I did like a deep search into like where Christmas come from and all that stuff. And boy, was it dark, and mm, it was a bit, I would say it was a bit scary learning about the true history of Christmas and where it comes from. You guys should definitely look into that for yourself. But over the years, I studied like different versions of the Bible, I said, and I realized that many of the traditions didn't align with what I believed to be the essence of worshiping God. And that's when I made the decision to step away from celebrating Christmas. So it's really funny because God led me down this path for me not to celebrate Christmas before I even reverted to Islam. I felt like that was His way of kind of like preparing me for my reversion without even, I didn't even like think or know of that. Even today, like it was the cutest thing ever. My little sister messaged me, and it honestly made my entire day. She said, she said the cutest thing ever. She was like, Merry Christmas, sis. I love you and I hope you have a good Christmas, even if you don't celebrate it. I'm like, that's so cute, because the fact that she remembered that I didn't celebrate it was just like, I don't know, it melted my heart a little bit. But yeah, however, my family, my love for family and togetherness of the season never wavered. Like, even as I began searching for a faith that resonated with me deeply back then, I still really appreciate Christmas. Plus, I think it was pretty cool that I didn't have to spend money on gifts per se. So that definitely saved me some money. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for Allah making it easy for me, and allowing me to have to go through those hard experiences before I even reverted. But yeah, my first Christmas as a revert. This year is a bit different because this is my first Christmas as a Muslim. Like I said, half my family knows about it, while the other half doesn't. So navigating family expectations and explaining my beliefs felt both familiar and new at the same time. So even though I've distanced myself from Christmas for years, there was a unique challenge this time in like basically articulating my reasons from an Islamic perspective, for the ones that do know that I'm Muslim. And I'll be honest, there were moments of like discomforts, um, sometimes even sadness, because sometimes, like, you miss, like right now, I'm not around family, it's just me. So sometimes, you miss that feeling of just being around family because you know that this time of year is like when you're around family. And so sometimes it could be a bit like lonely, I would say. Um, and especially like the food, like sometimes like I really miss like the jerk chicken and the festival and the bun and cheese and like all the good stuff that comes around Christmas time. So stepping away from them is like definitely, it can feel very isolating in a way, but that is why it's important that when we do become believers that we find a community that we can share times like this with them, um, instead of, you know, and even if we do decide to go with family, then mashallah, bless, those are blessed who will be able to go to family. I unfortunately don't have that blessing. But for those who are able to go around family, we just have to make sure that we have those boundaries, right? So I'll talk about that a bit later. But with these challenges came like immense blessing. Like I spent reflecting on the Prophet Isa and how his true significance in Islam has deepened my connection to my faith. And I also found joy in creating new traditions that align with my faith, and beliefs. And like spending more time in prayer, giving charity, and connecting with like my Muslim community. So if you're a revert right now and you're feeling isolated and you're feeling alone during this season, then always feel free to reach out to us on email, or you could also join our Discord. I'd love to just be there with you guys and make you guys feel that you're not alone, because I know it can definitely be hard. So some advice that I want to give to new reverts, if this is their first time like not celebrating Christmas, you know, and I also want to share some encouragement. It's just a few things. The first thing is to be patient with yourself and others. Like, change is not for everyone. And it's definitely hard. It's not just you that might be feeling like this feeling that you're feeling, not being able to be with your family, or if you are with your family, feeling like a sense of discomfort when you're around them, seeing that you don't celebrate anymore. And your family might need some time to understand your new ways of life. So you have to be patient with them and pray, 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 pray that Allah allows it to be easy for you. Because before I even reverted, when I wasn't celebrating Christmas, I did a lot of prayer that my family change the way that they think and act and turn to Allah. At the time, I didn't say Allah, I just said turn to God, obviously, but same thing, right? And then the next thing, like I said, is set clear boundaries with kindness. Sprinkle, sprinkle on the kindness, okay? You have to explain that while you no longer celebrate Christmas, you still value time with family, and offer to like be a part in ways that don't compromise with your faith. So, for example, I wouldn't say this whole Santa Claus thing is along like part of our faith. There's a lot of things that you have to sit down and think about for yourself, like what things are breaking your boundaries as a Muslim, when it comes to Christmas. And, because everybody's journey is different. And so that's up to you to figure out and decide. And then the last thing I wanted to say, like, if you're a mom or like, you're taking care of someone else and this is going to be their first time not celebrating Christmas, and their kids, they might not understand. And I heard the sad story where the sister said that her son basically said like, hey mom, we have to go to grandma's house because I don't think Santa loves Muslims because Santa won't come here. Oh, my heart. Like, that's so sad. Like, that's such a hard thing to go through. And may Allah make it easy for all the moms and dads that are not celebrating Christmas for the first time with their children. Um, but yeah, so like I was saying, this is a time as a family to make new traditions. So use this time to develop Islamic traditions that brings you joy. For example, host a small gathering or or dedicate a day to acts of charity. You can like have your kids instead of like, um, getting gifts, you can allow them to give gifts, like how Jamaicans do for Boxing Day. Maybe you want to look into celebrating Boxing Day instead of celebrating Christmas. In the way that they celebrate Christmas here in America. Or maybe you like the small gathering can still be with family and friends, but you do jingle halal. I don't know, like you have to think about ways that you want to celebrate. You don't, trust me, don't have to celebrate this holiday, but I know for like mom and dads, it's not so simple. So you have to really sit down with each other and think about what new traditions you want to create on this day, something that your kid will also enjoy and not feel othered for it. You get what I'm saying? So may Allah make it easy for you guys deciding what those new traditions look like. But I highly recommend looking into Boxing Day. As a kid, when my family didn't have anything growing up and we celebrated Boxing Day, it made me gain a sense of gratitude at a really young age that we should be grateful for what we have, for the things that we took for granted. Um, we gave to someone else something that we didn't really think that big of, and it made their whole entire year. So you can teach your kids like gratitude during this time. Just let them know like this Christmas is just going to be a bit different. And then the next one, which I mentioned before, is you really, really have to seek support. Like, connect with your Muslim community. If you have the ability to have a Muslim community in person, I highly recommend connecting with them. But if you're like me, who don't have a car and don't have the ability to have a Muslim community in person, then connect with our community. There's a lot of different online Muslim communities, especially for Reverts, that you could find. So feel free to connect with those communities. Having others who understand your journey can be incredibly comforting, especially during a time of like isolation. Um, it brings peace, right? So another thing I want to focus on too is just some encouragement and like some takeaways for Christmas 2025. And I hope that this will help you guys really think about what you guys are going to do for next Christmas, right? If you guys plan to celebrate at all, or like me, do nothing, or what traditions you're trying to make. So for those of you who are feeling like this weight of the holiday season, remember, like I said many times, you're not alone. Many of us are walking this path together. By next Christmas, think about where you want to be spiritually and emotionally. And like I said, take up those think about new traditions that you want to create for yourself during this time. And you could think about it with friends, you could think about it with family. When you come up with those new traditions, tell your family what they are. Maybe Allah will make it easy for you. You have a year from now to next Christmas to pray to Allah to make it easy for your family to accept whatever new traditions it is that you want to put in place. So yeah, some practical takeaways I want you guys to think about is setting the intention now for how you want to spend next Christmas. Perhaps make it a time for extra worship, maybe make it a time for family outreach. Like if you're really far away from family, this is a time where you reconnect with family. Because sometimes life could be so busy throughout the year that you don't even talk to family at all. So maybe this is a time that you do that, you catch up with family. Or even do just acts of kindness on this day. Could be a day where you do charity. Look into Boxing Day. Like, I can't emphasize enough. Like, I really love Boxing Day growing up because it really like allow you to practice gratitude and also gifting others who are less fortunate. So maybe you need to look into Boxing Day. Or at least the Jamaican version. I know that other countries celebrate Boxing Day too. I just know that America don't really celebrate Boxing Day. And then another thing is growth takes time. So with every challenge, there was ease. So trust in Allah and His plan for you. Because, like I said, when I was first not celebrating Christmas, it was very challenging for me. And I felt like this guilt almost towards my family for not like celebrating Christmas with them. And so it's easy to feel that guilt. So ask Allah to make it easy for you and just ask Him to make it easy for your family to accept your new way of living. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments, like, what are you doing today for Christmas? Like, are you just alone by yourself like me, just chilling? It's just another day. Or do you have like specific traditions that you're doing today? I would love to hear like where you're at in the comments. So just let me know. And plus, sharing that in the comments will allow other people when they watch this video later on or listen in later on, they'll be able to um, what's the best way to say this, it'll be able to give them a little bit of hope, you know, a reminder that they're not alone, and hope to know that maybe whatever you shared with them in the comments, whatever traditions you're doing or whatever it is that you're doing, they can take part of that or recreate that for themselves as well. um, so yeah, thank you so much. I'm not, this is not a long one because today's a holiday. So most of you guys are probably with family and I want to be respectful of that. So I'm so grateful for you guys joining me here today, and your support means the world to me. If you found this live stream helpful, please like and subscribe and share with others who might feel alone on this time, so we can build a community that's beautiful, non-judgmental, and supportive. Emphasis on non-judgmental. So yeah, may Allah guide us all and strengthen our hearts in His path. Amen. And until next time, family, please take care, stay blessed, and keep thriving and striving towards Allah. And just remember, regardless of what you're going through in life, you are never alone. Allah is always with you. Your two angels are always with you, mashallah. And you also have me. So, like I said, my email is shouldirevert@gmail.com. So if you're feeling especially lonely today, please reach out. Happy to connect with you and give you support however I can. But also, I hope you guys really do look into Boxing Day. It's a great day to give back to people, and it celebrates the things that you have currently, and practicing gratitude, which as Muslims, I think we should all do either way, right? Um, so, yeah, I hope that you guys found this useful, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Next time I'm gonna be live, I'm gonna be talking, we're gonna be learning Quranic Arabic together a little bit. And then also I want to start Ramadan prep with you guys. Super excited for that. It's gonna be my first Ramadan as a Muslim. So that's exciting. It's so funny because I've actually celebrated Ramadan like a million times before I reverted. Which is so funny because sometimes Ramadan falls during the same time of like fasting season for a lot of like biblical fasting season. So I was just like, you know what? My other friends are like celebrating. I was like, might as well just extend my fast. And it's so funny because now this is going to be my first Ramadan. So I want to be able to be properly prepared for that. And I want to prepare for that with you guys. If this is your first Ramadan, we could figure this out together. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to join me as we figure that out and we prep for Ramadan as well. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in that live. I really appreciate you guys spending just 20 minutes with me, and just thinking about Christmas. And I hope that you guys find this useful. So please like, subscribe, and share. And may Allah be with you guys. Happy holidays. I hope you find rest and peace during this time. And yeah, assalamu alaikum. Bye.